Hello everybody, today is day 23 of us reading Bill Clinton My Life. For the past 2 days my brother wasn't here, but now he's back. And last time that we read, I had some hard time understanding some words, so my brother's going to help me fix them. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3, go!
By the time I started ninth grade, in September 1960, the presidential campaign was in full swing. My homeroom and English teacher, Ruth Atkins, was also from Hope, and like me, a stump-down Democrat. She had us read and discuss Dickens' great expectations, but left lots of time for political debate. Hot Springs had more Republicans than most of the rest of Arkansas back then, but the roots were far less conservative than the current crop. Some of the older families had been there since the Civil War and became Republicans because they were against secession and slavery. Some families had Republican roots in Teddy Roosevelt's progressivism. Others supported Eisenhower's moderate conservatism. The Arkansas Democrats were an even more diverse group. Those in the Civil War tradition were Democrats because their forebears had supported secession and slavery. A larger group swelled the ranks of the party in the Depression, when so many unemployed workers and poor farmers saw FDR as a savior, and later loved our neighbor from Mississippi, Harry Truman. A smaller group were immigrant Democrats, mostly from Europe. Most blacks were Democrats because of Roosevelt's and Truman's stance for civil rights, and the sense that Kennedy would be more aggressive than Nixon on the issue. A small group of whites felt that way too. I was one of them.
In this Atkins class, most of the kids were Nixon.
Most of the kids were.
Most of the kids were for Nixon.
Nixon, yeah.
I remember David Leopold's.
Leopold's.
Leopold.
Yeah, Leopold's.
Leopold's defending him on the grounds that he had far more experience than Kennedy, especially in foreign affairs, and that his civil rights record was pretty good, which was true. I didn't really have anything against Nixon. At this point, I didn't know then about this word, about
red
baiting campaigns for the House and Senate in California against Jerry Voorhees and Helen Graham Douglas, respectively. I liked to
watch. It's a full stop.
I said it respectfully and then I paused. Respectfully. I liked the way he stood up to Nikita Khrushchev.
Yeah, is that Nikita
Khrushchev.
Khrushchev.
In 1956, I had admired both Eisenhower and Stevenson, but by 1960, I was a partisan.
That's it here. No, full stop. And also Change your tone at the last sentence.
Then listen to your brother.
At the last word, change your tone to go low. So like,
I know,
Then
Trung, I
you did.
that.
No, you didn't.
Okay, slow down.
I had been for LBJ in the primaries because of his
Senate
leadership, especially in passing a civil rights bill in 1957 and his poor southern roots. I also liked Hubert Humphrey because he was the most passionate advocate for civil rights. And Kennedy because of his youth, strength, and commitment to getting the country moving again. With Kennedy, the nominee, I made the best case I could to my classmates.
I badly wanted him to win, especially after he called Coretta King to express his concern when her husband was jailed, and after he spoke to the Southern Baptist in Houston, defending his faith and the rights of Catholic Americans to run for president. Most of my classmates and their parents disagreed. I was getting used to it. A few months earlier, I had lost the student council president's race to Mike Thomas, a good guy who would be one of 4 classmates to be killed in Vietnam.
Vietnam? They're talking about Vietnam?
Yeah, to be killed in Vietnam.
Oh, who is it?
The Vietnam War.
You see there are how many people?
Yeah. Yes, it was one of
The hit friend?
One of 4 classmates to be killed in Vietnam.
In Vietnam War, yeah.
Yeah.
Did they take it this year or year? What year?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Did it say before somewhere?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay.
Nixon carried our country, but Kennedy squeaked by in Arkansas with 50.2% of the vote. Despite the best efforts of Protestant fundamentalists to convince Baptist Democrats that he would be taking orders from the Pope. Of course, the fact that he was Catholic was one of the reasons I wanted Kennedy to be president. From my own experience at St. John's School and my encounters with the nuns who worked with Mother at St. Joseph's Hospital, I liked and admired Catholics, their values, devotion, and social conscience. I was also proud that the only Arkansan to ever run for national office, Senator Joe T. Robinson, was the running mate of the first Catholic candidate for President, Governor Al Smith, of New York in 1928. Like Kennedy, Smith carried Arkansas, thanks to Robinson.
See?
I read this last paragraph and we're done.
No, I don't know.
No, one more paragraph. No, just do it. Given my affinity for Catholics, it's ironic that, besides music, my major extracurricular interest from 9th grade on was the Order of Demole, a boys' organization sponsored by the Masons. I always thought the Masons and Demoles were anti-Catholic because I didn't understand why. Demole was, after all, a pre-Reformator who died, I believe, at the hands of the Spanish Inquisition.
Come on, John.
What's this?
Leave him out.
So I believe at the hands of the Spanish Inquisition. It was not until I was doing research for this book that I learned that the Catholic Church had condemned Masons going back to early 18th century as dangerous, authority-threatening institution, while the Masons don't ban people of any faith and, in fact, have had a few Catholic members.
Yeah, that's going to be all for today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Say thank you, Trung.
Bye-bye.
Say to me, thank you for my brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Say hello. Hi.
Bye bye.
Can
Bye-bye.
you ready? Where are we?
Bye. We'll see you tomorrow.